Welcome back everyone, Crowon here, and we're going to go ahead and tackle UCE Block Recovery this time. Now that we're just going to go ahead and import custom and grab our block recovery and hit import. Alright, we'll have a couple errors and that's fine, that's pretty normal. So we're going to go ahead and open this in our Explorer and open our README. Okay, so this README has a little bit of a mix, just like tools did. We have a little bit of core, and we have a little bit of installation we have to go through. So we're going to go ahead and hit the core requirements. They're all in Entity, and it's already yelling at us for it, so we're just going to double click to open that up. And alright, so here's the first one, health recovery. It wants us to either get rid of this or comment it out. That's up to you. And then the next one, if you scroll down just a little bit, is right here. Mana recovery. We're just going to grab that one and we'll save that out. Close that. Come back, let it finish compiling. Now, usually this iteration is for the define usually being added. So since there was errors, the define didn't add itself right away due to the fact that it couldn't, because whenever Unity hits an error of any kind, it just stops dead in its tracks. It doesn't care what's going on. So, alright. And those errors that popped up, you can just clear them. It's something to do with the prefabs. It says that you can't add a prefab more than once, but there's only one of each one. We don't have copies of them, so I'm not sure why that is. I didn't check to see if it ends up coming up in standardized or not. So if someone knows the answer to that one, if they've seen it come up or they find it, feel free to let me know and we can get it fixed up if it's something we're doing. No problem there. Okay, so we got both our core changes out of the way. So now the only thing it wants us to do is move this resources folder down to resources. So let's go ahead and get ready to move those. Now these ones are skills, so we're actually going to just move them into the other skills. So this one's not going to work unless you have some of our other add-ons, so it's not a big deal. You can just get rid of it. It doesn't matter, or you can leave it so when the other skills get added, at some point you then will have them available to you. So we're just going to move this one recovery skill down into our skills section. I'm just going to get rid of that folder because we don't need it no more. And come down here, so we have a recovery skill, and all this is going to do is you can tell it here you want it to block a recovery or you want it to come in and give a recovery bonus. All possible depending on what you want. So in this case, we're going to take the recovery skill and we're going to block the ability to recover health when this buff is on, or the skill is on. So, and now let's set a buff time. So this is 60 seconds. I don't want it to last a minute. We just want it to be like a temporary quick test. So we'll do, let's do 5 seconds. 5 seconds should be good. And then, let's see, you can put it on yourself, which is what we want. We don't want it to remain after death, mainly because, you know, that would suck. Cannot be removed. If you don't want it to be dispelled and they have to deal with it, that's an option. So there's lots of other options here you can work with. We're not going to worry about it. There's not going to be a predecessor. I don't feel like setting up a tooltip or anything like that. So we're not going to worry about it. So for here, this should be good. We can guess we can give it an image. What kind of image should we get? What kind of image should we get? There's a lot of spell icons that are included in here. So let's just go with, it's like a negative looking effect, something bad, something we don't like. Bad effects, bad effects. What makes me feel terrible? Sure, let's use a poison glob. That makes sense for the most part. So we'll double click that. We'll add a poison glob in. And then show cast where. So ideally, you'd probably want this to be cast on someone else, not yourself, like an enemy. But for the sake of this, we're just making it simple. So we're not going to do learn by default because we already have our character made. We don't really need to show a cast bar, but we can. We've probably switched this thing to have a cast time. It already has a cast time of 0, has a mana cost of 0. Now these you're gonna obviously want to set normally, but for the case of this, we're not gonna worry about it. And I know there's one other thing we gotta set in here. Skill experience requirement, I mean, is a good one to have. Actually, you have to buy your skills, but that's beside the point. All right, I digress. So we got our skill made, so we need to go to our player, prefab, entity, players. Grab our warrior, we're just going to drop it on him. And we're just going to go ahead and find our spells and skills in here. So go out and grab our skills, and we're just going to add one more. So we'll add a number there, we'll get another option, and we'll just go down to our recovery skill and add it in. Okay, so now we should be good in here. Get rid of all that. And now we'll just go ahead and save, hit play. Server and play, pick our player. Now we're in. So now we need to open up our skills, which I believe is this one. Yep. All right. And find our new skill that we just added. It has absolutely no information because we didn't set up a tooltip. So keep that in mind. Without a tooltip, this is going to be blank. I'm going to hit learn because I know what it is. And now I see it's our little blob of goo. So I'm going to grab my blob of goo. And I'm going to go ahead and I have no health recovery. So we're just going to start getting hit by the skeleton. And you can see I have health recovery. It's coming back. So I'm going to cast this ability. And now you can see I have a debuff. And I'm not recovering anymore. And now I just take it off. And now I can recover again. And we're going to kill the skeleton so he doesn't end up killing us. But I'm going to cast the ability again. And now I can't recover. I'll continue to attack the skeleton. So a nice way to, you could add a poison effect onto something. You could stack this up with the damage over time. And now you have a poison that makes it so they can't get the recovery back while also taking tick damage. So that's a great example on how to use that. You also can do the same thing with mana as well. And later down the road, if you end up using our stamina one add-on, you also can do it with stamina. So let's add that option once you start using it. So that is it. We got it in. We've have a skill created. We got it implemented. So I'll catch you on the next one.